International break is over and the Premier League football is back with the Game Week 5 and it's time to predict the Game Week 5. So guys, before I start, I hope you all are well and good. That's always a priority. Do hit the like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. And the most important thing, do let me know your prediction in the comment section of all the matches and let's see who gets it right. So the first match of this game week is Wolves vs Liverpool at the Molineux Stadium. We know it can be a very tough stadium and last time when Liverpool went there, they got battered, but that was a different Wolves team and that was a different Liverpool team. Now the new signings are having good time. Liverpool are attacking very well. They've started the season on a bullet train, while Wolverhampton Wanderers, they have played well, but just they don't have the goals of the team. And Trent's injury is a doubt. I'm still not sure as I'm making this video will he play or not. But I think Liverpool are just too much strength in depth. I think Wolves will give Liverpool a fight. It's not going to be a battering, but I think Wolves just don't have goals. And I think if you cannot score minimum 2 goals against the Liverpool side, you're never going to beat them for such a good attacking side. And I think Wolves have just no goal. Liverpool will find the goals. Wolves will sit a bit back. And I think Liverpool will get a comfortable victory in the end. It's for me, Wolves 0, Liverpool 2. Do let me know your prediction in the comment section of this game. Coming on to the next game, and that is Fulham vs Luton Town. And see guys, Luton Town have not started the season well, but it's understandable. They're coming back. What a story it's been. Luton Town into the Premier League. Do not have that funds. Their spending is so less. But then also it's a story you can always remember. And my well wishes at Luton. Fulham are an experienced team. I was the one that doubted Fulham for this season, but they got a draw at Emirates. They went to City until half time before that ridiculous goal. They were going really well. But again, the problem with Fulham, again, I will say, is Palindia's situation again. Where his mind will be after that move to Bayern Munich collapse. And I still believe with Mitrovic gone and Jimenez, I just don't see goals. And for Luton Town, for me, it's just about sitting back, not having any pressure. All the pressure is on Fulham. And this is my first surprise prediction. I think from the corner kicks, from the set pieces, Luton will find the 2 goals. And Fulham will respond, but I think it's Fulham 2, Luton 2, my first surprise prediction of this game week. And coming out of the third one, that is Tottenham vs Sheffield. There's no surprise in this one. And Pochettino, Tottenham are playing some of the best football in the league right now. Pedro Porro is playing well. Udogie has been just absolute sensation. Romero and Van de Beek are having a good partnership. You go towards the goalkeeper. Vicario is slowly growing. Madison has had an insane impact. Pape Matasar and Bissouma playing so well together. Son is looking good. And the only negative about the side is the striker situation. I think Sheffield United, on the other hand, they gave a spirited display at home to Manchester City, but then Manchester City eventually found a way to win, and Sheffield has still looked fine. I think Pickford made a ridiculous save that day, otherwise he would have beaten Everton. And I think in this match, I think Sheffield will be a threat on set pieces and throw-ins. So I do believe they'll get a goal, but I think, and they'll sit back a lot. But I think Tottenham's players like Madison, Son, being at the home crowd, they will be able to break the low block. And I think it's going to be Tottenham 2, Sheffield United 1 for me. A bit of hard-fought game in terms of one set attacking, one set defending. But Tottenham will have the quality to win the game. And that brings me to the fourth game of the week. One of the best games this week. West Ham vs Manchester City. West Ham had an amazing start of the season, coming back on the winning Conference League. And they are looking good because they went back to the Moyes way. Last season, West Ham did not start the season well because they were trying to play some attractive brand of football that wasn't working. Now they went back to Moyes way, sit back and counter, and it's working really well with Bowen and Antonio right now. It's working to absolute perfection. Ward-Prowse's deliveries at West Ham are looking good. They've already beaten Chelsea, Brighton, and they have had a very good start to the season. On the other hand, you go towards your Manchester City. So-called slow starters have started the season on a bullet train again, 4 wins in a row. Yes, it's not been convincing, but without Kevin De Bruyne, they have still been able to get the goals. They've still done the job. And as you saw in the match against Sheffield, when the champions are in trouble, they never give up and they come back. And the treble winners went there. They conceded the goal against Sheffield and still immediately they scored the goal after. And I think in this match, I think it's not going to be an easy match for Manchester City. West Ham will sit back and counter with the use of Bowen and Antonio. But I think this Manchester City side is one of the best Manchester City side defensively under Pep Guardiola. And I think this is a very smart side. They know how to win ugly. They know how to get a win. And I think Manchester City will have enough for West Ham. I do feel from a set piece or a bit of counter, West Ham might get 1 goal. But I think City will have 2 and they will have enough for West Ham. So West Ham 1, Manchester City 2. And that brings me to the next one. That is another big one. Manchester United vs Brighton. Last year, United only lost 1 game at home in Premier League, and that was to Brighton. And Brighton are one of the best run clubs in the country, no doubt about that. You come to Manchester United, off the field it's been a chaos, but I think on the field they still have some very, very good players, and Amrabat is a very good addition. The injury crisis is a big one, but I think at Old Trafford they are an absolutely difficult team to handle or take on, and I still believe they have a lot of quality. And with Højlund coming, Rashford finally goes to the left side, which is his best position. I think Garnacho might go to the right, and I still believe there's a very, very good team. Amrabat might come from the bench. Brighton have a bit of doubt in Ivan Ferguson, but they still have a lot of quality. Solly Marsh, Mitoma, João Pedro, they still have a lot of quality. And I believe it's going to be a great game, and I think it's going to be 2-2. I still believe with no Rafael Varane Shaw, United will concede some goals. But I think United will also get some goals against Brighton. And I think it's going to be a great game. Manchester United 2, Brighton 2 for me. I might have given United edge, but I think Varane and Shaw's injury are massive for them defensively. And right now, I don't feel Ten Hag will straight away start Amrabat. I think he will give Amrabat time before starting him. And that brings me to the next game. Aston Villa vs Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace got a big win last week against Wolves. They scored some goals as well, and they are still a good side. But I think Aston Villa lost away to Anfield. But this season, they've lost to Newcastle and Liverpool away, but they've beaten Everton convincingly and Burnley convincingly. And I think this match again, Unai Emery will have his side really set well. And I think they're not going to concede from Crystal Palace, a team which again, they might score 3 goals, but they might even score 0. They still don't have a proper striker. And I think Aston Villa at home against Crystal Palace will have enough quality to prevail 2-0 winners out of this match. And that takes me to Newcastle Brentford. Newcastle have not started the season well, but they are still got the toughest fixture list, to be honest. Playing Liverpool at home, even if 10 men Liverpool, they should have done better. But Liverpool at home is not an easy fixture. Travelling away to Brighton and Manchester City is not an ideal fixture, and Villa at home. But I think these are the fixtures where Newcastle can start building up their confidence. And I think Newcastle are going to use this fixture against Brentford. And I think Brentford are a very good team, but I think Newcastle will have enough quality to get past this game. And I think they might just get out with a clean sheet. I think it's going to be Newcastle 2, Brentford 0 for me. And coming on to the next one, that is Bournemouth Chelsea. And I think, see, I'm not being biased. I think Bournemouth are going to suit Chelsea. I think Bournemouth will take the game to Chelsea. They won't play low block. I think we'll find spaces, and I think we'll do well in this game. Still, again, the problem with Chelsea is you just can't see goals right now. We might score 2 in this game, 3 in this game, 1 again in this game, but nobody knows who's going to score the goal. Bar Raheem Sterling. Nicolas Jackson is a very good striker, but a young striker. And Chelsea is just like an under-25 team. You go towards Bournemouth, and they're a good team as well. Solanke, Billings, Tavernier, they're a good attacking team with Brooks. But again, they ship some goals as well. Semenyo has been impressive, but again, defensively is a problem. And I think in this match, I'm going with a Chelsea clean sheet, and I'm going with Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 2. Poch will try to get a victory in this game, but also try to keep clean sheet to get the confidence back of the players. And that takes me to another match, that is Everton vs Arsenal. Sean Dyche was one which caused Arsenal to lose the title last season in terms of the build-up. Arsenal were the most informed team, and the defeat at Goodison Park was a big problem. We all know Goodison Park can be a tough place, but I think this Arsenal team this time is more ready, and I think Everton are more like, they're not really good right now, Everton. Like, they don't have enough goals in the team. Nobody knows the status of Calvert-Lewin. Mope for me is not a good enough striker. They've signed a new striker, but again, I don't know much about him. You go towards the midfield, that's a strong part, but they just don't have any goals right now. And at that time, it was a manager bounce. It was January, Everton were in relegation zone. There was something like motivated. I don't think they will be that way, and I think Arsenal will be just too good for them. They're going to pass around and kill off any Everton momentum and destroy them mentally in that game by having so much possession. And I think it's going to be Everton 0, Arsenal for me. I know it's a tough one. I respect Everton a lot and wish the club the best. They're such an historic club, but I think it's going to be 4-0 Arsenal. A statement. Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli running rings around Everton defense, and eventually Everton keeping it to 0-0, but at some point the defense opens up and goals start going in. And I think the last match of the week is Nottingham Forest vs Burnley. Interesting match, because Nottingham have put really good performances this season against Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, but they were not very convincing against Sheffield. And this is a match where Nottingham Forest will start as favourites, so that is going to be interesting. But I think Nottingham Forest, with the players they've signed and experience now they've got, I think they will have too much for Burnley. A team I think might go down. So I think it's going to be Nottingham Forest 2. I think Burnley will find a goal. So my 10 prediction for the league is, for these game weeks, Wolves 0, Liverpool 2, Fulham 2, Luton 2, my surprise prediction, Tottenham 2, Sheffield 1, West Ham 1, Manchester City 2, Manchester City winning 5 games in a row, United 2, Brighton 2, at Old Trafford again, United going undefeated, Aston Villa 2, Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle 2, Brentford 0, getting back on track, Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 2, Poch, and Chelsea finally relieving us some of the pressure, and Everton 0, Arsenal for me 4, and I think it's going to be Nottingham Forest 2, Burnley 1, and Tottenham also winning in between 2-1 against Sheffield United. Ange Postecoglou era continuing well. These are my predictions, my video. Do let me know your opinions, your understanding, and let's have a good chat regarding that. Thank you and wishing you all the best. Thank you and hopefully you have a great day. Thank you.